Hey there YouTube, Joe's Guides 1 here with another episode of the Zombie Weapons Guide. Now, today's weapon is the compound bow. This particular bow is, I believe, 25 pounds. This was like $30, I think, so it's really bad. But anyway, let's get into it. Now, a bow is not very ideal. Is it a powerful weapon? Yes. Can it do some serious damage? Yes. But the thing about bows is, while they can be very strong, it takes, I won't say a lot of strength. You can definitely pull it back if you're a strong guy, but it definitely takes something out of you when you pull a bow back. Not one like this, but one that's like got 70 pounds of force. But it definitely takes a fairly decent amount of strength to pull something like that back. So, you're going to get winded, not winded, but you're going to get worn out after a little while if you're using a bow as your primary weapon. The other thing is, these things, you have to be really well-trained, you have to be kind of an expert in order to use these things accurately. You can shoot in the general area, but they're still not going to be as accurate as you would think they would be. And I guess if you were against, a human or a deer, you wouldn't really have to worry about penetrating the brain, so if it went within the relative area of your target, you'd be good. But even then, if you were using this for hunting, that would still be a pain in the ass, because when the arrow goes into the deer, they don't have the ability to take the arrow out, so it's just kind of stuck in wherever you shoot them, and the wound wraps around the arrow, so you don't bleed anywhere. It plugs up your wound, so you're still going to get, infected and shit, but you're not going to bleed out, at least not for a few days. That's actually a big thing hunters have to deal with when they hunt with bows, is they have to chase the deer. They have to hunt the deer down, even though they shot him with an arrow. One of the other big things is that, like I said, with animals you don't have to worry about penetrating the brain, but with zombies you do. And the problem with most modern arrows today is that they're not designed to break, a human skull or any bone. They're just designed to drive into vital organs. So, they're designed to drive through the ribcage into a heart. They're designed to fucking cut the arteries of a cow or whatever. They're not designed to go into this whole curved, circular area of a person's body. So most of the time, they're just going to deflect off. They'll do some damage. They'll definitely, get a big cut all around their head, but it's not really going to do anything to stop a zombie. Human, once again, you'd be fine, because no matter where you hit, they'd still be fucked up. But if you shot an arrow at a zombie, that wouldn't do anything. At least, if it just, bounced off, it wouldn't do anything. I guess you can get a well-aimed shot and go through the eye, or if you have a really powerful bow, it might be able to work, but I'm still a little wary of that. I guess one of the good things is that it's silent, so, you can remain undetected while using it. Of course, you can stay far away. No, somewhat of a decent distance, but it's still not that. It's still not too far, A lot of bows can shoot further than handguns, like long bows, but this is a compound bow. But the problem is still the whole inaccuracy, and then you gotta worry about wind drop and all that shit. And that happens with guns too, but I think the wind affects arrows a lot more than it would a bullet. So that's another thing you have to worry about. What else is there? Let's see. There's somebody outside. But, so aside from wind resistance and all those other factors, you also have to worry about, the strength of the bow. Because if you get an arrow and you don't notice that it's cracked in the arrow or something, and you pull it back too hard, the arrow can snap in half and fly back and fuck up your hand or any of your stuff. It can go through your hand and stuff. Not through your hand, but it can still mess you up pretty bad if you have an arrow that you don't even know is cracked, That might be another thing, is getting good arrows. Because if you have some, as soon as you shoot them, you're not going to be able to... As soon as you shoot the arrows, of course you have a limited amount, but as soon as you shoot them, you're not going to be in a position where you're going to be able to run forward and pick them up and then run back, you know? Because you have to keep a distance, or else they're going to overcrowd you. So you can't really rely on this thing for a good source of ammo. Of course, with a bullet, you know what you're getting is, you know, you get a gun, you take a shot, and then you're good. Or you're done. That's all the shots you get. With an arrow, you can run up and get more. You can reuse. But the problem is that there's no reason to run up. You know, you're going to get overrun if you do. And, you know, of course, finding arrows would be somewhat difficult, and making them is even worse, because it's hard to make arrows, especially the fletchings. I tried to make arrows before. I used, like, half-inch or 3/4-inch wooden dowels. I don't remember what it was. And I was able to make the tip fine. I was able to, you know, the arrow was perfect shape. But fletchings are a huge part, because if you don't put fletchings on it, it just kind of, you know, falls. It doesn't even go anywhere. And that's a pretty difficult part about making arrows. What else? Well, of course, you know, flaming arrows, I guess you could use. That's one thing I would imagine using the bow for. Because, like I said, it's silent, so if you have a trap set up, you can just, you know, use a flaming arrow, shoot it down, and, you know, maybe get a pool of gasoline or something waiting. But that's still dangerous, because fire should never really be used in a situation like this, because it can get out of hand in the heat of the moment. Heat. But, yeah. So, bow, it's a decent weapon, but I wouldn't recommend using it, because unless you're really trained with one of these things, like trained for competition shooting, you're not going to be too good with a bow. So, anyways, let's get to some tests.
So, it's pretty fucking windy out. It's really windy out, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do with this, but I don't think I'll be able to get too many good shots, so we'll see how it goes. I missed. I'm actually surprised that went in. Shit, what an ass. I didn't even have a fucking tip on it. Maybe I'll shoot it from back here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright. It's gonna suck though, because it's gonna go into my shed and I'm not gonna be able to fucking find it. Let's try this one. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't fall in. That didn't even fucking hit. They suck. Missed by an inch. Switching on this one fucking broke off. That one went through. Let's get this one again. I'm actually surprised this one's sticking because it doesn't even have a fucking tip on it. I'm so professional, I film on an iPhone. Missed again. That hurts, it's fucking cold out. Alright. Well, as you can see, it is cutting through. That's a plastic bottle, but if you were against it, wow, these are breaking. If you were against a human and you used that, if you used, you know, hunting arrows where it's, you know, it's got the fins that split open, they'd be fucked up. They would be fucked up. But I think a peel broke off, which is not good. God damn. I think this arrow's broken. Tip still on that one, which is surprising. But these arrows are broken, so the force is fucking hurting. It went right through, or it didn't hit at all. There's always that possibility, but I don't see anything. So I'm gonna guess that it didn't hit at all. Good, because it's dry, so here we go. This will probably be the last one, because it's running out of water. No, not stop until I hit with that other arrow. This is fucking... Oh, it split in half. That's okay. Guess I can do this now. Shoot it one more time with this arrow, even though it's fucking practically broken. Well, so yeah.
So it's pretty fucking windy out. It's really windy out, so I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to do with this, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get too many good shots, so we'll see how it goes. I missed. Alright. Please. That didn't even fucking hit. I suck. Missed by an inch. Especially when this one fucking broke off. That one went through. Let's get this one. I'm actually surprised this one's sticking. This doesn't even have a fucking tip on it. So professional, I film on an iPhone. Missed again. That bird's fucking cold out. Alright. Well, as you can see, it is cutting through. That's a plastic bottle, but if you were against it, wow, these are breaking. If you were against a human and you used that, if you used, hunting arrows where it's, it's got the fins that split open, they'd fuck you up. They would be fucked up. But I think a peel broke off, which is not good. God damn. I think this arrow's broken. Tip's still on that one, which is surprising. But these arrows are broken, so the force is fucking hurting.
went right through, or it didn't hit at all. There's always that possibility, but I don't see anything. So I'm gonna guess that it didn't hit at all. Good, because it's dry. So. Here we go. This will probably be the last one. This is running out of water. I'm not stopping until I get the other way. This is fun. Split in half. That's okay. I guess I can do this now. Well, so, yeah. So, yeah. That didn't work out too well. One of my arrows broke. It's right here. But these were shit arrows anyways, so I'm not surprised. This one is still fine, but the tip broke. How much? 5 minutes. So the tip broke on this one. But anyway, bow, not that good of a weapon. Don't use it unless you have a good one and unless you're trained with it. But anyways, until next time, this is Joe's Guides 1 saying, don't fear the apocalypse, welcome it.